drive. Everybody's trying to talk me into jumping something and just destroying it. I was like, I haven't even drove it. We've literally drove it for 2 minutes. All right, so she's in gear. Still got the emergency brake on. Oh, well, I guess the camera knows nobody's in there, I don't think. Wow. Sorry about the wind noise. I don't know how all these videos will ever fall together. Like I said, all this stuff is brand new on us, but it's confusing. But Friday night was when I was working on this. Well, later that night, we got really bad tornadoes. Bunch of people's houses just gone. Like there's no houses left. So we ran out of power. We actually seen it explode. And I think if you've seen the mud truck video, you've seen the tornado footage. But where I was going, I don't know if I've ever showed y'all my shop. Hopefully I have, but won't get too in depth. It's got a deep cell battery up there, 12 volt. There's another one actually over there where we charge RC car batteries. And at the road, there's one up there that's actually linked together. And I'll stick it up there. It ain't really nothing to see, but there's a 12 volt power supply. And it's not like a battery charger. It just supplies 12 volts. So you can see it's actually been charging now since the power's back on, 14 volts. But this is where I was going. I had this is hooked to that battery, which I hooked to that Jeep. And we had no way to charge a phone. So I had a power inverter hooked up to extension cord, run 100 foot into the house. But back to the video. I just wanted y'all to kind of know that. Get it pulled forward, and yeah. I just discovered, I don't know how the heck they're mounting these things, because that's where the air comes in. Well, I guess I could have drilled a top hole. But I've decided I'm going to take and cut the bolt off right there and then weld that nut to it. That way I can still go through that and should work. Be kind of weird looking, but it'll do the job. I just pulled an idiot move, because when you weld it to there, how you gonna get it through the hole? So I think I'm just gonna put it through and then weld it, and then it'll work. Yeah, it'll do the job. Don't at all look weird at all, but it'll work. Man, I'm sorry the camera's making an idiot out of me. I'm not used to this stuff. I was worried about this one. That's just the dummy side. This is the one that pushes all. I mean, even if we just strap a rag around that, that'd be fine. But I may just leave that just to look funny, honestly. Got her mocked up. A little off crooked, but it'll do the job. Like I said, I don't even think that one matters. It's just this one that pushes the brakes. But let's stick it over in the Jeep and see what it looks like. Got it tack welded up, looks beautiful. It's gonna try to kick back, so I don't think nothing really matters here. We're just gonna try to find something to support it. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that one. For a second, I thought I kind of shot myself in the foot. I looked down and realized that you're just building a, what do you call it, frame, bottom, seat, whatever, the bottom of a seat frame. And I got to look and it was gonna be more work than it's worth. So, got that bolted up. Little support there, support there. Like I said, all this is going to be taken as a kickback. Well, we had to brace a little more than that. And then I've got a little leg right there. I'm going to put a hose clamp around there so I don't get in the way of that. But I think it'll be fine. We'll try it out in a minute. Well, still got to build the tie rod, or that part. Just in case you didn't know, you can stack hose clamps as long as they're the right width. I'm going to try it right there. Got the sway bar welded to this old trailer nut, whatever. Like I said, I ain't put a welding helmet on the whole video, so don't make fun of my welds. I'm gonna screw it on there, and then I'm gonna take this nut, it's a lock nut, and I'm gonna weld it in there. I'm eventually gonna get a turnbuckle, but it's, I think, Sunday night at 8:45, so yeah, this is all I got right now. So I'm gonna get that on there. I wanna see this working before the end of the night. Got it all mocked up. I'm getting excited. Probably something will go wrong. Got a weld there, gotta get some air going to it. I know I'm gonna need a spring. I don't know if I've got a trampoline spring or not, but I may use a bungee cord, but we'll get her working. So close, but as always, you need the one missing part that you ain't got. I need a T of some sort. I don't care what it is, but I've dug and dug. I don't have nothing. Like I said, I'm gonna get trampoline springs. This is just what I had. And the way this is gonna work is some sort of air's coming in, we know that, and it's trying to push the cylinder out, but I want air to bypass and be able to adjust the flow of blow off pressure. And that way, when you let off the compressor, it gets rid of the excess air and it'll pull it back. So I didn't have nothing, and all I've got is I drilled a little hole in the air hose, and I probably need to drill another hole, but I just wanted y'all to see it work. It's late. Yeah, I actually got to work tomorrow, so let me crank it up now. I'll show you. Went to the hardware store, get some stuff. Evidently there's a shortage on 3/8. That's the shortest. That is the only one they had. But got some tees. Yeah, let's see if we can piece some stuff together and make this thing bleed off right. Got it all plumbed in. It's kind of excessive, but it did the job. But I've got this flow meter, no, regulator, whatever you want to call it. And I may actually put a actual regulator instead of this in case pressure gets up too high. It'll burp some pressure off, but we'll get there. But we'll crank it up and see if I can dial this in, and then I'll show you how it works. I think it's gonna be perfect. I wish the stupid thing had a muffler, but it is what it is. But you can see right now, I don't know if y'all can hear the air. I dialed it in. It sounds like something in a factory. It's pretty cool. This is gonna be great. Back up here in the RC car world, I was going to show you, just for size reference, this is what's giving it gas. It's well, that's WD-40 and tape. But like I said, most of these, pretty much all these you see, they're called 10 scales, so they're a tenth of the size of a normal vehicle. But you look, see, that one is a pretty sure 6 scale. That one they call it 8 scale, so it's a little bit bigger. And I think a 1/4 scale seriously will be as wide as like 2 cars put together. I don't know that. I've never messed with big stuff just because it's a lot of hassle. I think that's all I got to show you. But I ordered a big servo that fits a 1/4 scale, so it'll be huge. But they're going to be the one I use for the gear shifter. And like I said, it's still on order. I hadn't got it yet. But I'm thinking I may have to use it on the gas pedal too to do the kick down cable, detent, whatever you call it. But give me just a split second. My controller, and I'm not up to date on RC car stuff. Well, shoot. My old one has it. I don't know where this one has it. Maybe one of these. Hey, let me get back with you on that. I may have to do some internet research, but my other controller, I should have walked over and show you. It's got a slide right here. You see, and you slide it. It's called 3 positions. So that servo deal, it'll have 1 spot, 2 spot, and then 3 spots. So it's 3 position. That's how I was going to do neutral, reverse, and drive. I wasn't really worried about park, but I'm going to have to figure that one out and let you know. We've got the gas pedal close enough to test, and the brakes seem to be working perfect. So the next thing is steering, and I was going to mount it on the column, like I said, to make this kind of universal with other Jeeps. But on the way to town, I had an idea, and let me just try it and see what happens. So up in there, crap, oh, sorry. You can see the steering shaft comes in right there. I'm hoping I can unbolt it. I may have to get a pillar block and come back here and actually mount my steering motor and all that right here. So not sure exactly, but I'm gonna see where I can get on this and let you know here in a second. So they make this stuff called D-shaft, and if you're making your own steering components, it's already shaped, and it's supposed to fit in one of these, which I don't have the right size, so I got to order it. Actually, I'm just gonna wrap it in tape and stick it in there. But for some reason, Jeep changed up their size. It looks very similar, but I guess I'm gonna have to grind on it till it fits. And yeah, we'll get something figured out. All right. I happen to know a guy that has a lot of Jeeps, so I went down there and stole the factory one, and that way I don't have to play guessing games sticking it off in there trying. Like I said, it's some odd. In case y'all didn't know, these are what goes from there from the steering wheel to the steering box, and they collapse. That way when you get in a wreck, you don't shove the steering wheel through your chest. Wow, I actually got it second try. Oh, I don't know why you would change something so minuscule, whatever the word is. But I'm gonna cut that off right there. I slid it back to where it's tight. And then, I don't know if I can get in there and show you, but where the bolt goes through, they'll cut a notch. And that way when you bolt it, there's no way it can slide off there. Definitely not as good looking as the Jeep's is, but I got a little notch cut in there. Slide that up on there. For some reason it got tight. And then the bolt should go through. Get her tightened up. Wound up cutting part of this off here. I think it's true 1 inch, which is what I need to fit the pillow block, but it's got paint. So I might just grind off enough of it to get it to slide up on there, but that way we ain't got the stuff rigged. I keep flopping back and forth on this. I can't make up my mind, but took the steering wheel off. I don't think I want to do that because that's going to be like set to WJs only. So I've got the plate of metal out and I'm going to cut it. And I found this rough country spacer for the sway bar and bump stops, and I'm gonna notch it out where it'll slide. And yeah, I'm gonna run it out, chain here, chain there, and then I got a slide for adjustment. And it sounds so easy until you get to do it, and then it all adds up. But keep on moving. Got that thing cut there. I'm gonna let it cool, and I'm gonna go cut the sway bar bracket with the Metabo. Like I said, I don't care what this looks like at all, as long as it works. So you can hate all my fab work all you want, it ain't gonna bother me. Got them pieces cut, made one small mistake, but I think I can correct it. I forgot it, I just was thinking wrong, and I forgot this gap, but I think if I come a little closer, and a little closer, probably drop down to like 1/4 hardware, I believe I can make it work, but just a little mistake. I was trying to take this washer off to cut me a template out, and voila, there's my template. So I'm gonna put it up there and draw the holes. Sometimes this works, sometimes it don't. We're gonna try it. I believe I can make that work. I drill some holes. Got the holes drilled. About got killed right there. Never wear gloves, by the way. Finally put a welding helmet on. I saved the steering for last on purpose because everything else has worked out perfect. I knew this would be a struggle, so a little more motivated this way to finish it. So I think we're getting there though. Got something going on anyways. Like I said, I don't care what this looks like. I was gonna do some nice shiny metal here, but that metal over there is a whole lot cheaper. So I just whipped out the plasma cutter. I got some pretty big self tappers. So you can see them, they're 3/8 head instead of that, but hopefully they'll reach the metal through all that. Got one leg started. I almost forgot about the sprocket clearing the brake or whatever thing there. Pretty sure that'll clear. Well, I'm gonna check that and make sure that'll clear first. Don't try to make too much fun of it. As long as it works, I don't care at all. But I think the frame's sturdy, but the self tappers, they won't reach the carpet. So I've come up with some decking screws until I get something else, but we'll get them in there and see if that'll help out. That Phillips head that you probably got in your toolbox you don't think fits nothing, that's what it's for right there. So trailer screws helped out a lot. I only got, I think, 3 of them in there. So I'm gonna take this back off. I've got it connected up there. Next is to get the sprocket mounted to that, and I need the shank or whatever that goes in there to get that centered up. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna get this straightened out, but yeah, try something. Alright, I got that mounted on there. I cut it off, bolted it up. Now I hope one day I can afford the tools to do this stuff right, but this is what I got for now. Like I said, my brother's got a lathe, it's on the list. But I've got this cut off. I'm gonna try to get it on there, and then I'm gonna spin it and see if it's true. And then I got a pretty cool idea I'm gonna try right here. I hope it works, but yeah. Love when you get it all ready, all centered up, just perfect where you're ready to go, and your welder's over there. This is the weird part. If you don't play with RC cars, what I'm using for the steering is actually the channel for the gas pedal, which is that over there. But you turn it and it speeds up how fast your steering wheel is going to spin. I'm going to try to tap this along there. You can see it's pretty close, a little bit off, but luckily this is chain, so it's not as strict, probably as strict as a belt. Well, yeah, I think that's right. So even if it has a little slack, it'll still do the job. So get that welded and keep on, yeah. So I got that fully welded now. Let's see. It's pretty straight. And then now I've got to get this on. I'm gonna drop it down pretty low, but I put some extra out here because I may try to put a support on there. I don't know yet. We'll see how it works, but let's see if I put the camera down. So this is the part, I tried it with wire. I'm gonna try it with zip ties, and this is the first time trying it. It may not work. But let's see. I have to put them over the zip ties. And yeah, this is very tricky, but I hope it works. If you can get them started, they're a little spongy. Get them all in a strategic location. Oh man, it's gonna work. Oh, heck yeah. Alright, so y'all grasp the concept. Let's see. I'm gonna get it where I think it's home, and then I'll come back in a second. So I got it tapped down, centered up where I think it needs to be. I'm probably gonna put like 3 good tacks on there and try to rip the zip tie out before they get to melting. Probably could just burn them, honestly, but I'm trying to get them out, and yeah. Got her fully welded. She's too hot to touch, so I'm gonna call it a night. I believe it's probably 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to catch up on this tomorrow. Got the motor mounted, and one thing I was gonna show you, I don't know if y'all know what a pillow block is. That's that thing right there. And I can't do it, but if you, yeah, I can. That bearing will move around in there, so it kind of takes away from imperfection, so kind of neat. If Justin would hurry up and get a lathe, this would be easier. What I'm gonna do is drill that out to fit this bolt, and yeah, it's not proper, but I'm trying to get it hub centered on there, so I'm gonna drill this out. Turns out this bit, I hope y'all can see with the light, it's an 18 millimeter, it's a metric, so I got a true 1/2 inch bit out. Got this chucked up in a bolt. I'm gonna put it in there and then get a grinder, and got some dial calipers and that, so it's gonna be a long, boring process, but maybe it'll help out. And then I gotta drill the center hole out to 1 inch, I think. It was going slow, going slow, going slow, and then all of a sudden I overdid it. But I don't know. It may still work. It's pretty close. Better than nothing. So it's too hot to touch. I'm gonna give it a second to cool. Okay, so that was a horrible idea. If you look, this side is 52 thousandths and this side's 46 thousandths. So that's gonna be bouncing all over the place. So I'll try something else. Probably an excessive tool for the job, but it just makes it so much easier. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, but they read the number, yeah. So you can watch it go up and down, and then I'm just gonna keep wiggling around there until I get it centered. But I think it's gonna be close enough to work. I went ahead and went with a spacer. Took the thing off there so you can't see how bad it is, but I believe it's gonna work. It ain't perfect, But I mean, you think of like a dirt bike and how far off it is. So I mean, you can have a dirt bike tire like crooked as all get out and it'll still ride. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it, see what happens. So weird filming this stuff. I'm sure y'all think this probably took me a day. This is like the 4th day. Took off yesterday. Went and bought a 53-foot trailer for the channel, so we can start hauling Jeeps everywhere. But back on this one, I got that sprocket welded and let it cool. I think I took off, so I'm gonna get it shoved on there, welded. Got to get the shaft bolted to the other shaft, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna put it on jack stands just to see it work one time. I may have to, I got to dreaming on it, I may have to get a bigger, well, this thing for that. That's just a cheap one, but I'm gonna put it on jack stands so I can at least see it work one time with no load on it, and we'll go from there. I think it's so ironic that the chain breaker actually uses a chain link to break a chain. Pretty cool. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're pretty useful. Clamp it on, and you just start spinning. It's been like 10 years since I've done this, but I think you gotta do one and then go to the other. Yeah, it's just going. From my knowledge, they just shove these links through there, and they must, I don't know, hit them with like a press and kind of swell the head up, and they don't fall apart. So all you gotta do is just push them through the hole. Yep, that falls off. And now we got my chain. Definitely got the wrong tool for the job, but I promise you I don't care. Let's see. Pop the link on. That link, and it's not a dirt bike, so this can go anyway. This is the wrong tool I was talking about. Got a little bit of slack. Let's take that slack up. Got 2 bolts in it tight. I just want to see it spin. Just kind of satisfaction from the whole thing. Got to get the wires run. Still ain't decided. I don't know where I'm gonna mount the thing, but either way, I'm sure y'all don't care. But I want to get some wires run, then we'll see it spin. I'm sure most of y'all know I have lots of Jeeps, and it's so funny because I don't think I've ever bought a piece of wire. Every one of them I do has some speaker wire left over from another job, or boxes and boxes of wires where we built like a new trail rig and just took some out of it. So pretty neat. We use that stuff. 16 gauge. I don't know any reason why this wouldn't work, but I'm so nervous. And one thing I was gonna say, this battery, I buy it right at 12 volts, so that should be 12 volts, but when it's running, that'll be what, 14 volts, so should speed it up a little bit. Oh, I didn't even hook the wires up. I was about to lose it. I couldn't figure it out. I was just talking about, I don't know whether to mount. They call it the speed controller, this little thing. I had it mounted out here just so I didn't have to lengthen the wires to the throttle one. And either way you turn it, it only spins one direction. I was confused as hell. I put it back in here and I have no idea why, but it works fine. Still got to weld it to that shaft, but I think the sprocket's gonna work fine. And like I said, they judge those things off amps. I think that one's probably like a 20 amp. And some of that stuff we got up there is in the hundreds of amps. So that may not be, you know, this is made for a motor about the size of that. And that's obviously huge. So may not work, but I at least want to see it work. And then, like I said, I got to order one, but got to get it welded. I'm gonna put it on jack stands and just see it work. So make me feel a little better. Got it mocked up. I hadn't crunked the Jeep yet. God, I'm hoping this works so bad. But you can see I got some slack in the chain I got to take up, but it's trying. My gosh, I hope this. God, I hope it works. See if it'll crack. I'll leave it laying there. Oh my gosh, it works. This will be amazing. A little slow, but I might can actually gear it up. It's kind of a trial run. I think that's going to be completely drivable. Wow. That's awesome. think I'm gonna cut the video here. Like I said, all this YouTube stuff's new, so I don't know. I feel like this is a long video, but I gotta get that out, weld it, and probably some little bugs. Still don't have a shifter, but that's common sense stuff. But I certainly appreciate y'all watching. If, you know, like I always say, if you like this stuff, don't like it, let me know. You know, I'm gonna do it regardless. If you don't want to watch it, just, yeah, comment. And if you got any other ideas, I mean, this is a crazy idea, but if y'all got a crazier idea, let me know. And like I said, I appreciate it. Y'all know what to do. Have a good day.